Hello, Senor Trump. Can you fight at the White House, please?
Hello, Ice. We got one right here.
We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little... We're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional...
All right, well, you heard it there. Mr. Donald Trump has claimed that they're going to have a UFC fight, a UFC event on the grounds of the White House. Now, I personally do not give a shit about politics, nor do I care what your political opinions are. Yes, you watching. I don't care about politics. With that being said, this would be pretty insane, and this would be pretty cool and pretty historic in my opinion. And again, I don't care about politics, but I decided to build the best, most American card you've ever seen. I'm going to give you guys a couple of fights here. He said a championship fight. Now, there's not a lot of championship fights that stick out to me that could be on this card. I say, right, we're going to start right from the top. We're going to start right from the main event, right? The main event of this card should be Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Now, I know they're women. I know. All you sexists that are watching this, I know, guys. Relax. But seriously, though, Kayla Harrison is the current only American champion in the UFC. That which is insane, right? They don't got Jones anymore. They don't got freaking O'Malley anymore. I say I'm American, but you get my point. Yeah, the USA has no champions. We have no good fighters. The best we got is Peyton Talbot and Sean O'Malley. So, yeah, exactly. But I think Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes is the first true women's super fight, maybe ever. I mean, I can't really name you a women's fight that is going to be as hype as this one. Stylistically is going to be a fun fight. Like, I can't really see a world where this is a bad fight, to be honest with you. Like, with Pena and Kayla, it's like, I could see that being a bit of a sloppy, boring fight. Or, with Nunes and well, I was going to say Nunes and Pena. It seems like Pena is just shit, right? Because she's always the kind of X factor here. But Harrison and Nunes could be a really good fight. I think the build could be great. You got the current best in the world for the women. Well, other than Zhang Weili, the current best women's bantamweight fighter versus the greatest women's fighter of all time, that being Amanda Nunes. And of course, I'm assuming Kayla Harrison loves Donald Trump. We know she ran over to him and shook his hand. We know she loves him. So I think this is perfect. Let's smack this as the main event. Now, the co-main event. I don't know how you guys are going to react to this. This took me a while. Let's just say it. Colby Covington versus Michael Chandler. I know. What a random fight. What a random fight. But what the hell are these guys gonna do? Honestly, what is Colby Covington gonna do? Is Colby Covington gonna fight? I'm not sure. Even if Colby Covington fights at the end of this year, even if he fights Kevin Holland, let's say Kevin Holland. He fights Kevin Holland, he could still fight next year, which is when this card would take place. So, Colby Covington, Michael Chandler. Same with Chandler. If Chandler fights, let's say, Mauricio Rufy in Brazil this year, he could still fight next year. So, Colby Covington, Michael Chandler, two washed white guys who love Donald Trump, who are also American. I think it's perfect. I think it's the best fight to make. Look, I understand Chandler's not a 170-pound guy, but fuck it. Why not? These guys, what's the best option for these guys? So let's make it the co-main event. Let's make it 5 rounds. I could even see it being a decent fight, maybe. I mean, Chandler always brings it. He always has fun fights. And Colby Covington, he's had fun fights. We've seen Colby Covington have two great fights with Usman, and we've seen him. Even the Buckley fight I thought was pretty fun. Even though he was getting beat up, maybe that was the fun in it, seeing him get his ass beat. But Colby Covington is capable of good fights, and Chandler's always had good fights. So that should be the co-main event. You don't have to make it a 5-rounder, by the way. You really shouldn't. Now, the feature fight, Joaquin Buckley versus Kevin Holland 2. I love this fight, right? You got two black guys. We're in America. You got two black guys, two American black guys as well, African Americans. Smack them as the feature fight. This could even be the co-main event, but maybe I'm not sure if people would consider Colby and Chandler more American. That's nonetheless, all right, that's pretty racist. Nonetheless, I say Buckley versus Kevin Holland too. I think it's perfect. I know Kevin Holland's facing D-Rod, and he'll probably face someone else this year. But even if Kevin Holland goes on a 2-fight winning streak, or he's currently on like a 2-fight win or a 1-fight winning streak, I believe he's on, or a 2-fight. I don't know. My point is, Kevin Holland, it matches up. It would still match up the timing of it, obviously. And I think Buckley, he just lost to Usman, so he's going to have to be looking down or something. Buckley versus Holland. The first fight was fun. Obviously Buckley got KO'd, but since that fight, he's went on to do great things, and Holland went on to do great things as well. He's been a bit up and down, but now he's on a good streak. So let's do this feature fight. Let's freaking go. Now, the next fight, almost like another feature fight here. I mean, I didn't even realize how stacked this is going to be. Sean O'Malley versus Henry Cejudo. I know. Look, if you're going to do a card on the White House, you got to stack it. So you got Sean O'Malley. He was a former American champion, one of the few we had left. But, he's soy and he lost. And you got freaking Henry Cejudo, who, look, I don't think he's going to get kicked out of the country if he fought on this card. I don't think that ICE is going to just run in the octagon and just steal him. I think he'll be safe, right? So I think doing this fight is perfect because, again, you got a Mexican, Mexico and America. It's a bit interesting right now. And you got Sean O'Malley. But all jokes aside, though, seriously, it kind of makes sense, right? Because, you could even do this fight this year, but obviously for the sake of the video, we're putting this on this White House card. Sean O'Malley, he's coming off of 2 losses. He got his title rematch, didn't really deserve it, but it is what it is. Him facing a grappler like Henry Cejudo, to show, you know what? Sean O'Malley doesn't just get ragdolled by any grappler. Like if he faces a decent grappler like Cejudo, he actually has a chance. So it would be a good way to instill confidence in Sean O'Malley and Sean O'Malley fans that the guy still kind of got it. So Cejudo O'Malley, there's already this pre-beef as well. They already kind of don't like each other, and there was that funny viral moment where it looked like The Office. I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect fight. Both guys are on losing streaks. Let's do it, man. Let's do it for this card. It's perfect. You could even make this as the co-main event. These are just fights I'm throwing on here, but a lot of them are pretty interchangeable. So now moving on, we got a couple more fights. Josh Emmett versus Dan Ige. I love this fight. I think Dan Ige, or Dan Ige, or is it Danny space gay? No, it's Dan Ige. No, all jokes aside, I think Dan Ige is really good. He's about to fight, I want to say, Patricio Pitbull. Yes, he's about to fight Patricio Pitbull. I think he's going to win that. So I think, whatever the case may be, him versus Josh Emmett, right? Good fight. Josh Emmett, he is American. Dan Ige is American. He represents, both of these guys represent America pretty well, I like to say. I'd imagine both of these guys, let's be honest, both of these guys, if they win, would probably run over to Trump and dap him up and shake his hand. Let's just be honest here. We saw Kevin Holland do it, and he's also on this card, and I'd imagine if Sean O'Malley beat Merab, he would have done it as well. So, a lot of the guys, let's just say there is a bit of a pattern here. A lot of the UFC fighters on this card they love Donald Trump. So, them fighting in front of him would be perfect. But Dan Ige, Josh Emmett, I think it's a great fight. I think it'd be a fun scrap. I know Josh Emmett's last fight with Lerone Murphy was kind of mid, but it is Lerone Murphy. I don't even think, Ilia Topuria could have a fun fight with Lerone Murphy. Honestly, Lerone Murphy is just awful. He's so boring. And he looks like the bottom of a foot. So, honestly, though, Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, 6 scrap, really fun fight. I love it for this card. It would just be fireworks. And, yeah, let's get it on this card. Now, this next one. Edgar Chairez versus Kevin Borjas. So, why I like this fight is you got 2 Mexicans. You got 2 flyweight Mexicans, right? They're going to get scrappy. They both have fun fights all the time. It's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be scrappy. Both guys are on 1-fight winning streaks. All jokes aside, it's actually a perfect fight because they're both unranked. Again, both on 1-fight winning streaks and both have fun styles. So I think throwing this on this card would be pretty hilarious. Hopefully, no one calls, the Icemen. Hopefully, these guys, they could, fight safely and go back to Mexico safely, not forcefully, but safely. All jokes aside, Chairez, Borjas, super fun fight. And, maybe it would allow Donald Trump to look at Mexicans different. I'm not sure. But finally, I think they should just throw some random heavyweights on here. Honestly, like I couldn't really think of any specific names. Like you could put like Derek Lewis versus someone, or what's another fat American heavyweight? I'm not sure. Let's get Alvin Hines. Let's get the boy Alvin Hines versus. Let's get Stipe Miocic back. Let's do Stipe Miocic versus Alvin Hines. No, honestly though, get some random fat heavyweights on here. I mean, that's literally the perfect embodiment of America and Americans. No offense, I can say this because I am American. So yeah, honestly, let's get some random fat heavyweights on here. That's about it. Now, we're going to end the video with this. Here are fighters that should not be on this card. Let's not have Yair Rodriguez on this card because Yair Rodriguez, if you're a fan of Yair Rodriguez, you would want him far, 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 far away from this card. You wouldn't want him in the crowd. You wouldn't want him backstage. You wouldn't want him anywhere near this card. If you know, you know. Bilal Muhammad, oh my. Can you imagine Bilal Muhammad fighting on this card? Imagine Bilal Muhammad, let's say he fights, I don't know, Kamaru Usman. He beats Kamaru Usman. He goes to shake Donald Trump's hand. Let's just say you would witness something that they'd have to cut the feed. If he goes to shake Donald Trump's hand, yeah, exactly. Or hey, Donald Trump, imagine he goes to his backpack. Hey, Donald Trump, I got a gift for you. And he reaches in his backpack. Look, even if he does legitimately have a gift in there, if you know, you know. Ankalaev, he's another guy. You can't have him on this card because similar thing to Bilal Muhammad. You just can't have Ankalaev, man. Imagine if Ankalaev, he KOs somebody, runs over to Trump. Oh, man, that would just be a disaster. And then, of course, Merab. I think it was even on the last card, Merab. Didn't Merab shake Trump's hand and, there was, a video in the background. You could see the Secret Service guy, reaching in his pocket, hold on there now. So, yeah, all jokes aside, though, that's the card I got for you guys. I think it's actually a pretty good card. All jokes aside, all irony aside. I don't even know if that's the right context of that word, but all jokes aside, I think this is a pretty great card. I think that this is a great idea, honestly. Doing a card on the lawn of the White House with 20,000 people, as long as you don't got just 10 people and the president and Dana there. I think if you actually fill this up with a bunch of seats and have 20,000 people and sell real tickets, I think this could be a phenomenal idea. I think it's awesome. I just think it's awesome. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I cooked with that card? Like and sub, become a member in the description. Again, I'm just trying to build a card for the White House in 2026, presumably is when this would happen. Peace.